Hey guys, it's Lauren from Athlon Sports, and I am joined today by four-time PGA Tour winner, Johnny Vegas, for a series we're titling Failing Forward. Okay, so we've just finished up a fun day of golf, and I think it's a good time to kind of relax, get into the broader conversation about your life. So I want to go back. Talk to me about what your life was like when you first began playing the sport.
I picked up the game somewhere around 2 years old. My dad grew up near a golf course in the capital of Venezuela. He worked there as a caddy, helping with the range to make a little bit of money as a kid. Later on in life, when we were born, my brothers and I, we lived in this oil camp in the middle of nowhere, but they had a nine-hole golf course. My dad was in charge of kind of keeping up with the clubhouse. We had access to the nine-hole course. My dad was still is a golf addict pretty much. As a 2-year-old, watching my dad play, watching my older brother play, started kind of picking up the game. One of the first few swings were with a broomstick. And as I got older, I got my first few set of clubs and started swinging the golf club.
So at what point did it shift from just, I'm a young kid who enjoys the sport, to I am truly talented, because you ended up with a scholarship to go to University of Texas?
Golf has been one of those things that I guess I was blessed with. As I kept growing up, even playing inside of Venezuela, I started having some success. I'm one of the top junior players, winning the Venezuelan junior amateur, and then going and winning a South American tournament as a 16-year-old. I got the opportunity to come to the States, play the Orange Bowl in Miami and the Junior World in San Diego. I got offers to go to a scholarship here in the States. I didn't speak one word of English at the time. I had to convince my parents to let me come here as a almost 18-year-old. So and it took me about a year or so to learn the language and be able to kind of pass all the regular tests that you have to pass to get into college. While I was here, I qualified for the Houston Open, the PGA Tour event as an 18-year-old. When that happened, the University of Texas kind of showed some interest into me going there. They offered me a full scholarship to go there, which it was another blessing in my life to be able to go to such a great school.
So coming from Venezuela, which is a country that typically does not foster a lot of golf talent, right? Because it's not 100% accessible there and just not a prominent sport. When you came to Houston as a golfer, did you feel a sense of belonging, or was there any sort of exclusion you felt, whether it was the language barrier culturally, or was the sport generally pretty welcoming?
I grew up where the color of your skin was never an issue. When I got here, it's not like I felt the exclusion of just because of skin color, but I definitely heard a few things that kind of were interesting at the time. I heard that I was the first person of color to play golf at Texas. That kind of resonated with me. Like, I mean, what does that have to do with me being out here? But I never felt excluded or treated differently or anything like that. Since I was in college or turned pro or been anywhere, I've had to earn my way through the rankings to see where I'm at today. As we all know, golf is very predominant white. And in my case, I would love to kind of keep helping people either of color or from my side of the world to kind of keep playing golf, because it would help.
We spoke earlier about your family. Speak to me about how you find time to balance, or how you balance your time, as you have obviously demands with the game of golf. How do you balance it? Where do you allot your time?
It's definitely the hardest thing that I have going on in my life right now, managing and giving enough time to my family and kids. I roughly play around 30 to 35 weeks a year worldwide, and those are 4 weeks away from home.
Wow.
My kids can travel some, but the majority of the time they're at home with the wife. It becomes really challenging. Most of the time you're missing out on a lot of the activities that kids tend to do nowadays, and two, you're just not at home. I'm very blessed to have a great family, to have a very supportive family that understands, because it can be very rough if if that becomes an issue. It's very hard to keep your mind into the game. So very lucky.
So I want to shift now into kind of an advice section. I'm curious to know the best piece of advice that has helped frame your mentality around golf, around your sport, but the best piece of advice you've ever received or read.
The best advice I've ever gotten into golf came from when I was really young from my dad. They told me, it doesn't matter what you do in life, right? You have to enjoy it. With enjoyment, everything else gets easier. You can commit easier, you can do it longer, you can do it with more passion. It's something that I try to pass along to a lot of the kids that ask me for advice about sports. You have to really enjoy it massively. You have to have a good time.
Thank you, Johnny, for joining us here at Athlon Sports for a lovely day at your course, the Woodlands Golf Course. And thank you to 5 Hour Energy for sponsoring this. We're so glad to be part of your Summer of No FOMO. And I want to thank all of you for watching. And if you have any last words.
Appreciate the time. It's always fun being out here, especially with you, great host, and the Woodlands Country Club. I mean, it's hard to beat. So thank you guys for watching and supporting, and I hope to see you out there on the tour.